I used to live to see how far I could go, with my heart in hand and see how good I'd throw. Wasting time sitting with bitches while they're taking the pictures and flaunting their kisses. Wanting to be the very best for free, and all I want is to roll a rollie. Hypnotic trances, all shortening my glances, or blinding my chances in search for answers. I've got a problem that has never been solved. For 15 years I've been trying so hard. One day I picked up my head and I said to the dead, pull too much and you will break that thread. Okay now, no need for sound. Oh, you can't always save those who don't wanna be saved. Oh, I've been smoking all day and sitting around and hoping that one day I make cracks in the ground. I'm living a mission to get recognition and hoping that one day I'd open up the locks. But fuck it, I'm hopeless. Unspoken truths are the ones that I prefer to mock. I don't even know if the truth is false, and if it ever was, would I ever get a response from you? Never gonna ever, never ever gonna get it from you. Never gonna ever, never ever gonna get it from you. Never gonna ever, never ever gonna get it from you. Never gonna ever, never ever gonna get it.
This was Jordan Comery, a very talented teenager from Cavan Town. His dream is to be a musician. I am delighted to see talented young people. Today we are discussing few things that only a teenager will understand. Teenagers have difficulties in sharing what they really actually feel, even with their friends as well, especially not having a family and not being able to talk to them. That will result in gang surroundings, so they have a sense of belonging. Many of them end up with friends that have a bad influence, ending up with alcohol and drug addiction. Jordan, what is the hardest thing about being a teenager?
I'd say the hardest thing about being a teenager is just understanding where you're going sometimes in life, understanding everything that's happening around you, dealing with money and issues and all the current responsibilities that build up to being an adult. They're very difficult, very time-consuming and very stressful, but, you get around it and you work on through.
Yeah, I understand. So, what's awesome about being a teenager?
What isn't awesome about being a teenager sometimes, especially in our day and age where you have everything, like the internet and all the nightclubs and everything, drinking and everything. But being a teenager is just an all-around good time, especially if you just go out and have that good time. It's hard to find a good time all the time, but once you find it, and being a teenager can be some of the best years of your life.
What do you do to have an income?
I do a course which gets me in some money, and then I also do busking as well, just going out playing music on the streets, try and get gigs and stuff here and there as well, but mostly the busking makes up a lot of my income.
Are the exams affecting you?
Not really. They don't really affect me at all too much. I don't mean to brag or anything, but I get through most easy stuff quite well. But, sometimes it can be stressful, but you just got to sit down though and get your head into it and get out of the way with it, and then you have less stress.
Do you live with your parents?
I live with my parents. Yeah, it's better than trying to live out in the real world sometimes, spending all the money, all the bills, food, electricity, at least then when you're at home, you can just get your mummy and daddy to do everything for you.
Yeah, I understand. How do you deal with your parents? What do you feel when you are lectured by them?
Sometimes depending on the situation, it can be very annoying, very stressful. Sometimes obviously they're just trying to do the best for you and trying to help you out, but other times, you just want to be independent, sorry, and you just want to get the best out of your own life without having to have somebody there to steer you in the right direction all the time.
Yeah, and I understand, like, get away. I don't need to be told many times to not do the same mistakes. Right, so, as you know, parents are stuck in a position where they are trying to be a friend and a parent in the same time. Do you feel embarrassed when they are trying too hard to be cool in front of your friends?
When they're trying to be cool, yes, it can be very embarrassing, like you're just, most of the time, they come around, they think they can get in with your group and stuff like that, and you can tell them some funny stories and stuff, but most of the time they'll never really understand you, so they'll always just be their generation against your generation, never really connecting too well. But
like old times with rules.
Exactly.
Do they ask about your love life?
No, they never ask about my love life.
You're a lucky man. Are you using social media?
I do use social media, yeah. I use Facebook and I use Instagram, I use Twitter, I use Snapchat and everything else just to keep in touch with people, keep up to date with everything that's going on in the world. Social media is the best place to go for that, unless you want to go old school and read a newspaper.
Have you ever been socially rejected?
I've been socially rejected, yeah, a few times, but, nothing that I can't ever really deal with. Most of the time, the people, if they reject you, you just get on with it, you move on, and you find new people. If they want to have that point of view to reject you, then
it may take time, but it won't last a lifetime, as you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, dating life, Jordan.
Dating life.
What is like?
It's non-existent, very non-existent. But I try. I get out there. I try to get my good name around for myself and amongst most of the women. It doesn't always work, but I try my hardest anyway. At least to not seem too desperate.
Yeah, like sometimes if your crush would look at you and smile, you would feel like the whole world it's lighting up, and when they don't know you. Don't even exist. It's
it can be very
broken heart.
Very, very broken hearted. But that's just it gets your ups and you get your downs. And love is a very hard one, especially with most people nowadays. And it's very hard to grasp that concept of relationships and love, where people most of the time just want to have a quick one and get out.
Great. What would you like to be in future? Where would you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, I'd like to see myself maybe playing music somewhere, best case scenario and everything like that, going out, playing gigs and just enjoying my life. If not, worst case scenario, hopefully not dead or in a box. But we'll see what happens. Just give it another 10 years.
Yeah, we all hope for that. Jordan, I listened to your song now, and it's really great. Is it written by yourself?
Yeah, it's an original by myself. Don't have a name for it yet, but yeah, it's just basically, it's actually just talking about mainly just the life in general, like how people react and how people are living and stuff. People always wanting to be the best and things like that, but they'll never really go too far out of their way to grasp that. There's almost like people will reach out for a goal, they'll set it, they'll work towards it, but will they ever really get there? Not really, because you'll always keep procrastinating, you'll always keep putting yourself down, and you'll never get anywhere sometimes. But the song is basically just that whole kind of progression of having something to aim for, and then just in the end sitting back and doing the simpler things and never really going forward.
Was there a special feeling when you wrote that song, a special situation in your life?
I think I think at that point I was just kind of fed up with some things that I was doing in my life and just the way I was living. I wrote that song after I moved out of Cavan about a couple of months ago, and I'd say that was probably where a lot of that came from. I was looking back at my life and just kind of I set myself so many goals and everything, but I never actually accomplished anything. So now's the time to actually write about it and actually get my foot back on the ball and just start getting my way there forward and just keep playing music and attain my goals.
Yes, some of the teenagers have dreams but no voice or power to fulfill them, and I understand. Jordan, could you sing another song for us?
Yeah, I could sing another song. Sure, I don't mind.
That's great. Let's hear it.
Well, hold your breath and take a second to walk down this line with me. There's not a lot to think about, just let go of insecurities. I get a rush from every little thing, and I look forward to all that you bring. You give some more, I take it all. There's nothing left now, it's all drained. I left a mark inside my brain, and I'm feeling changed. Well, shivers are running up my spine and into my teeth. My serotonin is overflowing, too much of it has left me weak. If there was a time where I could change, would I be happy or would I be deranged? I guess the answer that I could hope for is waiting for me all by the exit door. Well, can't you feel the impulse? Oh. Well, can't you feel the impulse? Well, can't you feel the impulse? Well, can't you feel the impulse rushing through my veins?
This was a very nice song, Jordan. What is the name of the song?
The song's called Impulse. It was an idea I kind of had like for the song a good while ago because of the fact that I went out on basically a mad bender on a sesh for about 2 weeks straight, and then I wrote that song afterwards because I was just feeling drained, depleted, and everything like that, and just all those lyrics just started coming to my head, just basically describing how I felt in those moments.
That's kind of what is happening when you are in that situation. You're feeling sad, is it?
Yeah, just.
Today we have in Ireland around 8,200 homeless people, 3,000 of which are under the age of 18. Which 1 out of 3 homeless people is a child. What are your thoughts on that, Jordan? How do you feel about the fact that so many children are homeless?
I think it's very bad. It's very bad to show for the name of Ireland mainly and stuff like that. You know, like Ireland meant to be such a country where people enjoy to stay and everything, and people love to come here, and to see and hear that so many people are so homeless, like it doesn't sound good for the Irish people and stuff like that. But you know, that's mainly just all the government and stuff like that, you know, constantly upping prices of stuff for rent and taxes and everything, all these other charges. You know, it makes it hard for people to have a living. So it's very disgusting to see that so many people are on the streets, and especially children, because for children, the main age of their life for them to enjoy themselves is at the ages of teenagers and stuff like that. And for them to be poor and worrying, how am I going to get food? How am I going to even survive the next night?
That's true.
It's a very terrible thing to be thinking about.
What do you think the government can do to help teenagers avoid that and be able to fulfill their dreams?
They could always start up some kind of they have them in certain countries where just places for children to come when they're homeless and things like that. And somebody will be there. They won't give them the best of lives and stuff like that, but they'll get them on the right track. Advisors and stuff like that, you know, They'll help and they'll get children off their feet and things. Like all the care that they need it's all there. It's just a matter of the government going ahead and being like, right, we need to actually put